Fish Point Sandbar. Pelee Island sticks out into the lake just above the water level. Right there it dips below the water, and then picks back up above the water. Right there. So you don't want to cut across in your boat too close. The most southerly bakery in Canada is closed this year. One bright sign though is the Scudder Beach Bar and Grill is open. It's open for breakfast Wednesday to Sunday, 8 a.m. to 12:30. Go up to their menu, which I'm told changes weekly. We'd have to stay a long time to try all the different food. By the co-op gas station there, Scudder Marina, the pier. Going out on the pier and diving off on the calm side is nice clear lake water if you're looking for a good place to swim. And they've added a food trailer here, Island Food Shack. And here's the shack shop next to the Scudder North Dock Pier is your destination for Pelee Island apparel. While I'm at the North Dock, up pulls this trolley car on wheels to get gas at the gas pumps at Scudder Marina. Give you a little idea of the ambiance on Pelee Island. We're on the North Bay on the road. As you can see, it's busy. I'm standing in the middle of it. Along the North Shore Road, you see some architecture that has been here for quite some time. Roads of Pelee Island, you're more apt to run into bicyclists waving than vehicles. And there's a long line of cottages that goes down this dead-end road. You see there, that's Lorraine Lane. And you also see a sign for trolley stop, that trolley I showed you earlier. Looks like they have a set itinerary, and that's something new. Some nice changes to the island. Come and visit. In driving along the East Shore Road, there was a spot that was cleared out that I could walk through the brush along the east side of the road and access the beach. And you can see here all the zebra mussels washed in. Water's pretty clear here. And here is the beach along the east side of the island. We're at the East Park Campground and Store along the east side of the island. People that we saw on the Pelee Islander car ferry from Sandusky yesterday camped here and asked me if there was a place they could camp that wasn't mosquito infested. And I said that can be a problem along the east side of the island. That down in the long laneway off of the East Shore Road for the campground. Shows the grounds, their building, the pavilion, and here's the public beach that is immediately across from the laneway to East Park Campground, with the same lovely beach, calm, clear waters. An old pier there off of one of the cottages. So you can see Dick's Marina campground is still closed. This is the gravel that continuously washes in from the shores of Pelee Island and blocks the channel entrance out into the lake. We've walked into Pelee Island Winery, past the vineyards, the flowers, and then inside. There's a bus tour here at the moment. Came over on the ferry to check out the Pelee Island Winery. Wasn't here when I started coming here, but I'm so glad that someone invested their time and money in trying to develop the Pelee Island Winery, because it is certainly the main attraction for tourism on the island over the last couple of decades and more. So anything that helps the islanders survive economically, I'm in favor of. Up a few stairs inside the Pelee Island Winery, you can see they've got a bar and a stage. Have it set up to host functions here. Down a few steps from the entry to the winery is a collection of barrels. Tasting room number 1 is written on this room. They keep it nice and cool down here, creating a very nice atmosphere. Here's another room that they have for services inside of the winery downstairs. And my wife pointed out that the Pelee Island artworks has so much stuff that definitely worth a repeat visit. As I mentioned in the video I did at Pelee Island last year, the west view is where you're likely to run into islanders and get islanderized, and that is the menu you're looking at. After my perch dinner, I thought about going to talk to the locals, but there's not a seat left at the bar at the west view. There is the washroom and shower for camping at the main station in the northwest corner of Pelee Island. We were here last night. It literally poured in the middle of the night, and things were not too bad when it was raining lightly, but when it got windy and started to blow, my cheap rain tarp came off and let rain inside. So trying to save money on inexpensive tents isn't worth it if you're actually gonna go use it.
Up there, and then it can just run to the side.
And they've got darts at the main station bar on a Thursday evening.
Thursday night.
Many people are not aware that you can camp and tent at the old Anchor and Wheel Inn, the main cottage. Pardon, I did it again. It's called the main station and the Dog and Goat Restaurant Bar. I'd come to the West Dock ferry terminal Friday morning to try their breakfast burrito, but he's closed this morning because he's catering a function at the Legion for lunch. So I guess we'll go back to Scudder Beach Bar for breakfast. Touring along Henderson Road on Pelee Island, come across a sanctuary in a corner surrounded by a huge field of grapevines. It's this old building that's been restored and put here as a sanctuary. Just a little gem in the wilderness. Inside the sanctuary, they have a couple of plaques with inspirational stories. Perhaps you can freeze that and read it. So the sanctuary is a little surprise driving down the center of the island on Henderson Road. It's very cute. As we leave West Dock, Pelee Island, I might add that there's a little more different information on my Pelee Island video from last year. Check it out. There's Perry's Monument, South Bass Island. From West Dock, Pelee Island. It used to take me 3 hours to get there by sailboat from Scudder Marina to North Dock on Pelee Island. There's another ferry heading for Pelee Island. Sailing from Port Bruce to Pelee Island every year for 20 years. Halfway was Erio, and Molly and OJ's restaurant was a must stop for my wife and I for dinner. Great food. Never disappointed. So Karen has the perch dinner. I got the seafood casserole. And it looks fabulous.